Hey everyone, welcome to Ryan's Weekly Whatever. This week is going to be a bit more of a personal video about a question I get asked a lot, and that is why I paint my fingernails. You can see I got blue right now. So why do I paint my fingernails? That's a question I get asked pretty frequently when my nails are done. So what is it I am trying to tell the world with my fingernails? Which isn't actually a ridiculous question. Like, everybody is always telling the world who they are by their appearance. That's kind of the best method we have to make a first impression. I'd like to answer that question with a story, and we're going to start by going way back to 2014. And it begins, as most stories do, with a girl. So, little Ryan, freshman in college, quite smitten with a particular girl, and we're hanging out one night, and she decides she wants to do my nails. And I don't want to say no to her because I'm kind of into her. So I let her, and I get this bright red color, which even now I can't really pull off red. It is just not my color. And I have work early the next morning, so I go into the office the next day, just wear a long hoodie, just like trying to keep my hands in my sleeves. Don't let anyone see, just go to my desk. I work mostly alone, so it's pretty easy to hide, except I'm meeting with my boss that day. I'm having to like show her stuff and use the keyboard, and it's can't really hide it at that point. And I'm not really sure what she's gonna think. I'm kind of afraid that I might get in trouble because of this. You know, first job, not really sure what the standards are for appearance. I already kind of dress a bit more casual than the rest of the office. I was a student staff, but kind of treated more like professional. But whereas the student staff had a uniform and the professional staff dressed professionally, I didn't have a uniform and also didn't have professional attire because I was like an 18-year-old kid and didn't know how to dress in an office. So I came in t-shirts and cargo shorts. But my boss sees it and is totally cool with it. She can kind of tell that I'm nervous about it, and just, you know, she tells me it looks nice. And that was the end of it. So that was the first time I got my nails done. So fast forward a couple months, me and this girl are going out, and for some reason, she just continues to do my nails occasionally. It's not very frequent. I think it was maybe, 2 or 3 times total. But it was just something that we could do together. And I was a bit more confident in that point. Usually went with a black. Felt a bit more kind of manly and subtle, maybe. Now fast forward again a couple years. Me and this girl break up. And honestly, it was really rough for me. And I was having kind of a lot of emotional issues over that, and ended up seeing a therapist. So one of the things I talked about with this therapist was how so much of my idea of myself was wrapped up in this relationship. You know, all of the shows that I watched with her, all of the hobbies that we did together, like playing D&D and stuff like that. I just related so much more to the relationship than myself. And he recommended making a deliberate effort to kind of reclaim these things as things that I didn't just do because of her, but are a part of me as well. And at the time, I didn't really relate that to, painting my nails. But then after a couple months, I was kind of, working on building this kind of reclaiming of myself. And I got to this idea of painting my nails. And it became something that I could do with my sister instead of this other girl. And it became a nice way for us to bond as siblings. And my life had so completely changed since the last time I did it that I was in a very different friend group. And, I didn't have the quick excuse of, hey, my girlfriend did it. This was a thing that I was doing myself. And so people asked me, why are your nails painted? And for a while, I didn't really have a good answer other than to just kind of get snippy with them. A lot of times it would, be women who also had their nails done. And I would just turn back and be like, well, why are your nails done? Why are you asking me about this, when you have the same thing? And it was a really aggressive response. And I think part of me was looking for that confrontation. That was kind of me working in that kind of counterculture mindset. Instead of me just doing things because it's what's expected, I was doing things because it wasn't what's expected. And that's kind of still letting society control me. So it took me a little bit to get past that. But eventually I kind of just came to the realization that it was just something I enjoyed. I felt like it looked good. I felt like it had a good aesthetic. And that it was a way for me to express my personality. And once I started living like that, I was able to just enjoy it so much more. And I didn't necessarily have a reason for why I was doing it, just that it was me. I hear guys so many times saying, you know, it's like, oh, that's great for you, but I could never pull that off. And like, they're just wrong. Like, there's nothing special about me that, you know, pulls this off. No, I just pick a color I like and I put it on my nails. So that's the long answer of why I paint my nails. And it's changed a lot, you know, over time. And I expect it to continue changing. You know, why can have a deep, you know, resonance and meaning. But it can also be as simple as Sonic the Hedgehog is coming out this week. And that's why my nails are blue.